met with Food Products Association. I don't know how much I can talk about. Right.
Well, what we've done is the show that everyone saw. We will continue to report on this issue, and right now we're talking to all stakeholders, and you can talk substantively about everything else.
And they, so I'm optimistic that at least on the apple juice front, people are sort of coming to the same opinion. But the bigger question you asked, which is the right question, is how do you get folks to open up about source of food? Because that's the big challenge for us. And there's a lot of conversation about how to do that best, but we also have to, once we know where it comes from, we have to actually follow up and make sure that they're doing the same things we do domestically for the food that we're eating. And I do think it's becoming a hot button issue. I mean, the day after our show, or it was the weekend after our show aired, Senator Schumer talked about calling for more strict review of these products. But the FDA doesn't have the money right now to enforce rules that were passed. Doesn't have the ability to audit many of the things that are coming in. So that's one issue, is making sure that we allocate what it costs. Really look to see if this food's safe, because when parents come to me and they say, my kids are having all these issues, and what is it? It's not a genetic problem usually, but it's a genetic weakness that prevents them from being protected against something that's in the environment that we didn't have, which is why we never had the problem. I mean, most of our generation never had peanut allergies. Right? We didn't have the kinds of things that these kids have. So, and autism rates, these are not subtle changes. Yes, some of it might be improved awareness, I get all that, but these are not all attributable to that. And so we have to be thoughtful about the role of environment and genetics. Listen, your genes load the gun, but your environment pulls the trigger. And so we shouldn't be subjected to people who are pulling triggers, often unwittingly. We have a similar discussion about genetically modified foods that we need to have. And in this country, we don't allow people to label foods if they're genetically modified, or we don't actually force them to label when they're genetically modified.